Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime Podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
On today's episode of my aching back, this is Kinato's Magic. Welcome, everybody. Hey, you got your isekai flakes in my Shonen Jump. This is Moxidine here with the man with the magical massaging manos. This is Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. Brad, how you doing?
It's not an isekai.
Yeah, but it's got its stink on it. It's isekai, and I know it's not literally an isekai, but it sure does have a lot of the trappings of a lot of the ones we've read, even if it's not the things that make it literally an isekai.
Whatever you say. Well, I'm not going to argue about it.
No, this is how we're feeling. Usually I ask them how he's feeling. This is how we're feeling in this episode. And we're back with week 2 of 3 weeks of new Shonen Jump series. Last week was Under Doctor. Did you read Under Doctor Chapter 2?
Of course.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? I had a really great time with it. I was very happy with it. I was very overjoyed.
She said the thing.
She said Under Doctor. Did they say Kanato's Magic in this chapter? I don't remember. But yes, as stated at the beginning, we are covering Kanato's Magic, which has dropped. I had to think about it for a second. Dropped yesterday, time of recording at February 1st, 2026. Kanato's Magic is by Kento Amamiya, who we have covered before on this very show in a somewhat now infamous episode, because I reference it a lot. This is the guy that wrote Shadow Eliminators.
You know,
noted podcast punching bag Shadow Eliminators.
The art style. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, as I know you sent me that information, I'm like, was that for Under Doctor or this one? I'm like, no, it was this one.
Spoiler alert, the story is way better.
This was localized by Andrew McKnight, who we've seen before on Jujutsu Modulo and also Astro Real. They're very busy. They had a lot of other stuff that wasn't in Jump that was a little more like a lot of light novels, a lot of steamier sounding series. So good for them.
Yeah.
And lettering was by, I don't know how I'm going to say this. Why the letters? Sorry, letterers. Sorry, human I'm talking about now and letters in general. You have names that I have a lot harder time pronouncing. Ayub Bensidi.
I mean, probably.
That sounds about right. And they seem newer. When I went to their page on, I think it's Anime News Network, where I usually check the things, they had less than a dozen things listed, and I didn't recognize a one of them. So this is seemingly their first time in Jump.
Okay, Google is telling me that Ayub is correct.
Really? Interesting. It's Oob from Dragon Ball. No. So I guess whatever... Did we figure out what ended? I didn't check then.
So this week would be Hakutaku Baseball.
Hakutaku Baseball?
I can't remember what it's called.
Hazukaze. I always said Hazukaze. Harukazu.
We can't ever get it right.
I know, you corrected me last time.
Mound?
It's the baseball one.
Harukage? I don't know.
I'm going to be the baseball
It's
Kage.
the baseball one.
It's the baseball one. Sports remain cursed.
Yeah.
Maybe you should write a good one. Oh, no, sorry.
We've tried that. It didn't work.
You have to make it about a more interesting sport than golf. One the kids will like. But yeah, anything else before I dive into my...
I don't know what's canceled for next week.
Did we still have... I was thinking about it when we were trying to think of this last week. Do we still have that one-shot buffer, and did they just take that out?
Oh, I don't know.
Because what ended last week?
So last week was Odor.
Last week was Odor. This one's
this
baseball.
Week is baseball.
Maybe is next week Elusive Samurai finally?
Maybe. Let me look real quick, because I feel like by today there should be information on it.
Seeing that the magazine that's going to have the new series and be done with the other one next week, in less than a week's time at time of recording.
Really? Nothing?
Nothing.
What the hell?
No information.
Because something should have ended yesterday, or today, rather.
Yeah, it would have had its last chapter.
Yeah. Nothing. I'm not seeing a damn thing.
Interesting. I mean, it's their magazine. They get to decide what they want to do with it.
Maybe, and this is totally possible, maybe nothing else is ending. Maybe there's just room.
Yep.
So who knows?
Like I said, or maybe they just got rid of, they're going to get rid of the one-shot buffer for a few weeks.
We'll find out next week.
Yep. But for this week, it's the baseball one. And with all that business out of the way, it's time for my patented Maxie's Mach Speed manga summary.
Words in an order.
I haven't said that for an entire year's length, if not more. No siree. Mana. Billions and billions of stars. A mysterious energy that quietly flows through all things. However, only certain beings can control that mana. Those beings are called mages. His name is Kinato, and he is a mage.
Who could have guessed?
Kinato is our protag-kun who works at the family Setai clinic using his magic powers to realign people's bodies and energies. I googled around for it. Setai literally means to bring the body to order, but that is like a literal translation, so probably not how it would be localized, but it didn't seem like it had a word. We don't really have a word that captures it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's like chiropractic.
Right. Yeah, because they say it so many times, you couldn't be like, bring the body to order clinic.
Yeah,
bring the body to order clinic.
Setai is very important because that's how they classify his magic. Chapter 1, Kinato's Magic. Wow. The splash page shows our future traveling party. We open up in Mantuku, in some kingdom where Kinato lives, and see him doing his Setai thing, and do it well he does. The guy he realigned talks about how cool the Setai magic is, but how much even cooler the Adventurers Guild magic is. They can shoot flames and stuff. Then the girl shows up, Lene. She is the girl. She is there to be the female in the story and do the stereotypical girls things in a generic shonen adventure.
Okay.
These things include wearing a schoolgirl outfit, trying to con people out of money, and comically hurting the protagonist but also shoving his face into her boobs.
Those last 2 points, I think, were very over the top. And like more so than normal.
It doesn't give them a pass. It's the same stereotype over and over again. I'm getting real sick of it.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's a pass.
I'm not saying they weren't at all funny. I am just saying, like,
if anything, I'm giving the other ones a pass.
She feels very just like, I'm the girl. The author likes to draw a pretty girl because maybe he heard that's how you get the stuff. So I don't know.
I'll go into it more later.
We'll get there later.
I don't like her.
Besides doing those things, she's brought a plant that's not doing well and asks Kinato to fix it with his magic, which he does with ease. All things have the force. I mean mana flowing through them. I just adjust it into place, but if I did it to a person, that would probably be way too much. A group of adventurers appear and see Kanato's power and want to recruit him for a quest to slay a dragon. They put over how incredible he is.
Why did you say adventurers in quotes?
Who knows? I don't know. I just felt like it. They put over how incredible he is, but Kinato seems unsure if he's the right fit for this. The adventurers say to think about it, but also that the dragon could kill us all, so don't take too long. Tick, tick, tick. Cut to later with Kinato at the clinic with his grandmother, thinking the offer over. And Grandma says, "You've done so much. Go on the adventure." He finds the adventurers and joins their party, unsure but excited to see... A weird tick I have, sorry. But excited to see what he can do. They then take him out of town and kidnap him. Oh no! Magic users fetch a high price on the slave market.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Were they not adventurers?
I can't believe these dripless adventurers that look like the most generic whoever's were actually not important characters that were the villains. Wow. He's tossed into their little prison site, and he meets a strange man also tied up. A bunch of goofy back and forth ensues. There's a lot of that in this chapter, and I've chosen to skip it all because it's not important and honestly kind of ruins the tone of the chapter.
He was
in my
literally
humble opinion.
eating grass.
He was, but there's just a lot of like, I'm making a silly face. I'm having an oversized reaction to things. We learn this trans man's name is Jian, and he's the captain of the Iron Fangs, an adventurers guild. He's the real deal. He was likewise conned into being captured by a cute girl with free food samples that they drugged him with. Women, am I right? So they're tied up with this special rope that's actively constricting and draining their magic, but Kinato tries to channel his Setai magic, relaxation, through the ropes, and boom, the ropes come off. The camera pans to the guards outside, giggling over how inescapable the rope is, when Jian jumps into view and crashes in them and easily kicks all of their butts. He literally lawn darts all of them into the wall so you see their feet sticking out, which was admittedly pretty funny. At this moment, for some reason, an actual dragon appears that freaks out even Jian. Kinato tunes up Jien to fight the dragon, but still believes he, Kinato, needs to contribute to the fight. He remembers his grandmother talking about Setai magic and how it adjusts and controls mana. Then Kinato makes a massage ball full of magic and throws it at the dragon. It misses, but then he directs it into the dragon using his power, and this strike easily one-shots the dragon. With the whole situation wrapped up, Jien wants to recruit Kinato to the guild. But what would Grandma say? Grandma says, go, give it a shot. So him and Jien set off the road. Also, the girl is here to travel with us despite not doing anything. And so our adventure begins.
I'm going to say this.
Get it out of the way before I deluge.
I'm going to murder you later.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna pull the trigger. Well, I'm already pulling the trigger during the course of the episode. Brad, I hated this manga. I hated reading it. I hated summarizing it. I think it is so just it's so a nothing burger stitched together the other parts. It's so, of course, his ball. Like if it was like he tunes up Jien and Jien fights. Okay, let's start from the top. Already introduction. He's not interesting. You get introduced to the concept of his power. How many fucking series have we seen? Magic. We already have a mage because we have the mage next door who at least for the first chapter was slightly more interesting because he had weird magic and not like, like just he controls things. So that makes this is such a fucking isekai bullshit light novel, whatever. It's a nothing burger. There's nothing interesting here. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure people enjoy it. But as a thing that I want to spend any time with, it is just so a Frankenstein of worst parts stitched together poorly. It's just, especially when I have Underdoctor Chapter 2 coursing through my veins seconds before reading this, it is just so annoyingly generic and nothing. It is bad, not because it is bad, but it is because it is so painfully nothing and generic. It pisses me off. If it was bad, it wouldn't piss me off as much. What is here? What is here that's not other places but done better? Because everything about this is not good.
I don't have any counter argument to any of that.
Nope.
But I like it.
Sure. I bet you love eating flavored air. I bet it's the best.
I don't think it's nothing. I don't think it's
nothing. It's a nothing burger. Everybody is doing their little clockwork dances. There is no individual fresh bone in this entire manga's body except that it's it's massage, it's setai magic.
Yeah, no, that's definitely the main thing.
But that's not different or interesting enough. And they don't play with it in a context that's oh my gosh, they have to tell you everything. The fact that it's they're mages, an adventurers guild. It's folks, I don't know when this other thing will come out, but tonight we're recording 2 episodes, and the episode we're recording after this is just super fitting that these are on the same night.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So I
make a defense.
They have to explain all that bullshit, right?
Do they?
Because this kind of thing isn't in Shonen Jump very much.
No, it isn't.
So the target audience that they're going for that needs that information
don't know it's garbage yet.
Well,
and have to be told.
I think, as much garbage as I do consume, I don't think this is garbage. I don't think this is...
Okay, yes. Like I said, I don't think this is bad via quality. It is bad. It is a 0. It is not a -3 or a -5. It is it's like a -1 or a 1. It is so close to absolute 0 as to be. It's a communion wafer. It's not any. I'd rather it be worse, honestly.
I think that the whole setai thing is a good twist on sort of magic control and your ability to use magic and stuff. I think I've seen similar things to this before. I'm not going to say this is, all kinds of original and everything, but I think given the execution of what it's doing, I think that there are merits to it.
I would agree with you more if he didn't one-shot the dragon.
I was a little...
The fact that a dragon randomly appears... Because, obviously the adventurers are lying to him about this dragon because they're fucking slavers.
Right, and
there's no dragon. The fact that he shows up and this is what he's saying, if he used his powers to soup up Jien, who is tired, and then Jien fought it empowered with his stuff, and then maybe he did a little thing to help, that would have been more interesting. But the fact that he just shoots a ball at it that just instantly one hits a dragon, a thing that this really powerful guy is scared by and struggling with, that's boring and bullshit. I know I said last week that I want badasses, but that's why I hate these isekai style protect. Do we have another word that we can use that's not isekai because you get pissed at me when you say
That's
you're
fine.
wrong? But there's another word that captures all those things that are isekai are doing, but other things are doing. I don't know if light novel is the word either because that's not good either. But like, I need a word that captures that. Maybe I need to make it up for our purposes. And I hate it because it leaves you nowhere to go, and I don't care about this guy because now I know he can just instantly solve problems. But he's not cool, so it's not Underdoctor where I'm like, yo, this is rad, he's cool and capable. It's just annoying because he's worried, and then he just instantly fucking 1-0s this a dragon who shows up out of nowhere, and it's like, what do I care anymore? You've already beat this incredible thing. Like, your power scaling is going to be fucked on top of just it being not interesting storytelling.
I mean, I'm a sucker for a protagonist who, like, thinks that they don't have an ability, but the people around them almost instantly see how they can use that ability.
Yes.
And I think, well, so first of all, the dragon showing up at all was, I believe, a joke.
But I hate that.
You know, but like the humor in it is, oh, they said there was a dragon, but they were just kidnapping people. Oh shit, there's actually a dragon. I do agree that the one-shotting thing was sort of weird, and I don't know.
This feels like the thing we've been talking about recently, where Shonen Jump artists have to write a one-shot before they have to write their series, and this feels like so much of like, if this was a story unto itself, it'd be fine, and they'd have a little more chapter pages afterwards to talk about how, like, oh, look at you, you were a hero the whole time, let's start our journey. But the fact that we have to have dozens of more chapters into the future, it goes, why do I care about what's going forward? He beat a dragon that everybody's scared of that just randomly showed up. What's the intrigue going forward besides we're on an adventure?
So I definitely think that the one-shotting the dragon sort of spoils things.
Yes.
But I get the idea that they're going for, which is like, so at first he tries to throw the ball.
Yes.
That's
and
infused
it misses,
with mana.
which I liked.
And he has like no physical strength. And so it just falls down right in front of him. And that's, it's a joke on top of showing you that
I liked that because it's like, oh, he's never been in a fight before, but then he just kind of, his eye glows and he uses his finger to draw the ball on the dragon, which again, it would have been funnier if the dragon got hit and was stunned because he'd go like, he'd do the big, like he's being massaged and that distracted, like that would have been both funnier and not fucked up everything.
Right.
So they could have still beat the dragon. Like, there's so many ways to have done this better that doesn't fuck everything up from moment one.
I think it's literally just the dragon part that's the problem, the defeating it. The thing where he's sort of like he controls the ball remotely right away is to show that like his control over mana is like so great.
He can detail work because I could see he'd have a smaller version of the ball that he would move around with his finger when massaging somebody to open their things. And that's chill. That's fine.
I think the idea that the mangaka was going for is that like he hit the dragon like right in the throat, right? And so it like, or in the chest or wherever. And so like it did a bunch of damage that didn't necessarily like chop its head off or anything, but it like knocked it out, right?
It was clearly defeated. They kind of move on quickly after that.
Now, I do agree with you where it would have been better if he did hurt the dragon but didn't defeat it, which let Jien come and actually defeat it.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense.
That would have been a more interesting story because it gives him, it shows, like you said, which I agree with you. Hey, you're a lot more capable than you think. Because I love that kind of a story. But now he's too capable out of the gate. And now when he's going to be,
because why not just use that ball every single time?
You beat a dragon. And because also the ball is not interesting.
Yeah.
And at singular moment it can be. Because the fact that it wasn't like, oh, it did a thing. It was just the ball hit the dragon and the dragon was done. Yeah. There wasn't like, oh, it did. There was no Speedwagon to tell me, oh, it did this specific thing to the dragon. That's what, like, it was just very like Goku shot the Kamehameha and the situation was over. And like the story wants to move on past that impact shot as quickly as possible.
Yeah. When he was getting it ready, I was like, oh, he's going to use it like a bomb. He's just like infuse a ton of mana into it and throw it and it'll explode, and that'll do a bunch of damage and Jien can come in and do, but like No, he just defeated it.
Or
and it was
also just
like,
that he can still defeat it and he hits it and the dragon goes like stiff. He's like, oh, he's been like paralyzed. Like just literally.
yeah, no, and that would have been a good
anything,
joke.
Anything
if
that is
like we find out that the only reason the dragon's attacking is because its back hurts.
Oh yeah, you could. That would have been great.
Yeah.
I would have loved. That would have been at least like I wouldn't have liked the manga because there's a bunch of other things. There's a bunch of other things that are not for me. This is why I've come up with the thing. But like the dragon thing was the one thing that was like, this is bad storytelling that pisses me off. Like more than just like I think this is because it's like we've already come up with at least 2 or 3 different ways that he could have defeated the dragon essentially by himself. That would have been just either funnier or more interesting or both.
Well,
I think, like I said, the idea that he's the dragon is rampaging because he hurts, and then he, it's very much and that's a very good hero thing of like, oh, the guy cared and he took the thorn out of the lion's paw. Like, again, whatever, been done to death, but at least it's something more than just he hit the guy with the ball and the situation was over.
Right.
Like, you need that's what it kind of made me annoyed of, like, if you're going to make this magic system interesting and not just Key with a slightly different wig on, you have to sell those things of what's happening.
Yeah.
And when you don't do that, I don't care anymore because nothing else in the world made me care. I've seen, again, the thing we're going to record later and other things. I've seen, like, the world has magic and there are the adventuring groups and they do this, that, and the other thing. But the world is also kind of unclear what it is. But also you don't need to do all that out of the first chapter. But it's like, I don't care. I don't like, I'm tired of adventuring groups. I'm tired of just like, there's magic here. Like, there's a billion million stories with all of these. If you're going to come with this, at least bring something and stick to it.
And I guess the only counter argument I have to that is what I said earlier, which is like, there's not any of those in Jump.
No.
So yes, there's too many of those. I agree with you there. But there isn't any for Jump readers. And I don't know how much culturally there is about like, oh, I read only Jump or something like that. So, it's sort of hard to say as far as balance of what kind of series
but
there
just
are.
like, I don't know, like I said, like I don't know how much chapter 2 of Underdoctor was like coursing through my veins where I was just like, this intro's not good, these characters not good, I don't like this banter. And again, a lot of that,
I knew right away you weren't going to like it.
A lot of that is like taste, I guess. And I think that's why we got stuck on the dragon, because the dragon's the one where I'm like, this is actual,
and
this is 100% bullshit.
That's where I can definitely agree with you. The rest of it, I think it comes down to like what you like.
Yeah.
Except for one specific thing, which I'll get to in a minute.
Okay.
But, well, I didn't think you were going to be I could have guessed, but I didn't think you were going to be this angry about it.
Honestly, I think if I didn't have Underdoctor being so good, like I being reminded what a great manga looks like from out of the gate, I don't think I would have been coming in here with such a magnifying glass to get this. Like, I got pissed off within the first couple of pages when I'm like, I know what you're doing right now. I hate this. I thought we'd got to stop doing this.
Meanwhile, I read the first couple of pages and I was like, they made this for me.
Oh my goodness. More slop for my bucket, declares Brad.
Like I said, I read a couple different things that are similar to this.
I know, and people are going to like it, and people are going to read it, and I'm going to get whatever about being down on it, because it's, like, I don't know. Like, I bounce back and forth, because, like, I do think there's a thing to don't yuck other people's yum or whatever. But also, like, I also flip back to, like, I get to have opinions about media, or else nothing matters then. If we can't ever say anything about anything, nothing matters anymore.
Yeah, no.
And I know, but also I know there's like a very twisted right-wing version of that statement, because that's very much the comedian, you can't say anything anymore. And it's like, it's not that, I guess. I hope it's not. I guess my statement is, I hope it's not that. I don't want it to come from there.
I would never say that you shouldn't have these opinions or anything. I just hope that I can sort of sit here and separate the things of, this is an actual issue versus this isn't for you.
I just wish there was better junk food, even if it wasn't for me. I'm just mechanically speaking, this story is, everything has to be over-explained. We can't leave any intrigue. Like, I
don't think they actually. I was gonna say.
But, like,
I was gonna say
funny.
one of the.
Like, if it wants to be more of a comedy than an action, it needs to be funnier, and it's not. It needs to be goofier, and it's not. Like, I could see a version of this that was a little wackier that I'd go, I give you a pass. There's something going on here, even if it isn't for me. But it's like, how did you feel about the banter? I did not like the banter. The banter feels very much like we've seen this a bunch in recent first chapters where I'm like, I'm really sick of this banter.
I thought the stuff between Jin and God, I already forgot his name. That's not good.
Kinato. There's Jin,
What's the series?
Jin, Kinato, Lene, and the grandmother.
I
And
thought
the adventurers.
Jin and Kanato's banter was pretty good. I like the dynamic. I like Jin as a character, and I do like Kinato as a character. I like all of the characters in this, except for that girl.
I hate the girl.
I hate the girl.
That's why when I was writing the summary, because I'm just like, she's just the girl. She is drawn. Why? We're in a fantasy world. Why is she wearing the sailor uniform? It's literally just like, because this is like, I've been coming on an arc for a while, and I think the thing that crystallized it a while back amongst my own life journey of just like, sometimes mangaka wants to draw a pretty girl, and sometimes I need to cool my jets about being mad about that, because it was like ever since of like learning about the Oda, the twin things of the Oda mind goblins that he has to draw his wife Nami sometimes. There's that one video I rewatched it because I put on a playlist ages ago where he's like drawing like a really sweet for a cover. He's drawing like a scene of all the Straw Hats, and it's, you know, very cute and adorable. And then all of a sudden, he just stops and erases it, and he just starts drawing a big Nami in a bikini. And it's like people like overlaid like the Green Goblin mask talking to him. But it's like the thing of when he started doing, I think it's Egghead Island, and he learned about butts and learned how to draw butts and just loved doing that. And it's like, there's some of that. There's some of just like an artist loves doing this, let them do the thing they love. This is what motivates them to do other things. So it's like a, you know, sure, fine, whatever. But there's like with that thought in my head, because originally when I started, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And then I was just like, God, no.
Here's the thing.
Because she just seems like there to be eye candy, but also she's just really annoying. And
no,
I hate
and that's
the repartee.
if she was just there to be eye candy, that would be one thing, and I would have something to say about that, but not as harsh as what I am going to say about this, which is, and I want to be very clear, has nothing to do with her gender. I hate this kind of character, no matter what their gender is.
Agree. My gender attack here is this is a stereotype that shows up in, I mean, Jump, but a lot of shonen stuff that's not quite up to bar, where it's just like, here's the girl.
Yeah.
She's the girl. She's here to girl. Why is she a party of the adventuring party? Because I drew this pretty girl, and she's going to be a part of the adventuring party because I gave her all these wacky quirks to bounce off of things.
I think
she's not anything.
I think it's worse because she's a bully. That's
Yeah.
all this is, and I'm sure they're gonna play it off later as like she likes Kinato,
because they are childhood friends,
right? And you know, there'll be some big blow up at some point where he's like, "Why do you always treat me like this?" And he leaves, and then she's secretly like, "But I really like you," or some bullshit like that. I don't fucking care. She's a bully, and bullying is unacceptable, and I hate bullies.
Yeah, because she's not the baddie.
And the thing is,
there will
like,
be no actual comeuppance.
I think a lot of times, girls like this, in especially in manga, but in all kinds of media, they get a pass, maybe not right away, but at the end when they stop bullying, because they're a girl.
Yep, because they are attractive.
Yeah, and I hate that.
There are no attractive evil people. They're all gray. Did you know this? This is a true statement. Someone will, if they're attractive to somebody, someone will go. But actually, though, they'll go. Magneto was right, but also Magneto was right. Honestly, and that in that scenario, attractive or not, Magneto was right.
The only thing
there are no attractive
is
evil
like
people. They're always gray.
I don't know. I just really didn't like her.
She didn't need to be there. She added nothing.
You're completely right about the uniform. It's just like,
because at first I'm like, oh, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Why?
We're in a fantasy town.
Yeah.
Why is she in the sailor uniform? And it's like, I think it's literally just like, how much was it the author and how much is like the author going, well, they didn't have a cute girl last time, so I have a cute girl in my manga this time.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate. Literally within the first couple of pages. Unescapably running at you and shoving your face in
there
her
were a
tits.
bunch of girls in the first chapter of Shadow Eliminators, though.
I guess, but when are any of them the girl?
No. So that's
TM? I'm gonna look at my summary to make sure there's no other specific axes I need to grind.
I'm not gonna try and talk you down from this.
No. There's no point. There's no point. I already told you my judgment is unclouded. My emotions are a forged.
I just want to make it clear to all the listeners that I think this is probably at least 50% your axe to grind. I don't think that this is that bad.
No,
I'm not going to call this a masterpiece or anything.
My measurement is by its tepidness. it's worse by its tepidness, but it's mechanically sound enough. Like the adventurers show up, but it's like the Kinato. It's like, how many times have we seen that? Can you at least try to sell me a little bit more and not give me these random yahoos who don't give their name and don't have designs, and it's very clear that this is like from moment one.
Yeah.
But also if it was supposed to be obvious in a way that Kinato, because he lives in a small town, doesn't get it, couldn't you lean into that and make that more interesting?
I have seen this done a couple different ways, and I didn't guess which one it was going to be before it happened, because I've seen, they're going to be slavers. I've seen plenty of times where they actually are adventurers. They take this newbie with them, and they basically use them as bait or a shield or whatever.
They're mean because our main protagonist is such a sweet boy that he's naive. And it's like, then lean into that. But also it's just like, and I guess maybe if you've never seen this story before, it would be more interesting, because I know a lot of my frustration is I've seen this half a dozen times or more. I know it exists in other places. And then it is not exemplified. It is magnified for me by, I didn't really like it the first time, and oh boy, is the sixth serving really gonna change my palate on it.
But it's really fun to watch people like that get the shit kicked out of them. You said it yourself when they got stuck in the wall like that.
No,
that was
that
great.
was like funny. That visual was funny that he had like lawn darted them in there, but I wasn't like, oh, I'm so happy these like. Obviously it's like, yeah, slavers are bad and I want to see their comeuppance, but like there's no emotional weight or core in this manga because it just sort of happens, and then he's been enslaved, and then moment one is Jen is eating grass and going, huh? No, wait, it's edible. Don't look at me like that. That was kind of funny, and then the rest of their banter, because he's too goofy at all moments because he's constantly making the weird big funny face, and I'm just like, you're nobody. You're a series of like, and it's like. This is for somebody, I guess. Like,
it's
somebody,
me.
Somebody likes this more.
Of course I know him. He's
but it
me.
just feels so... I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired, Brad.
Well, good for you that you don't have to read anymore.
You're right. You're right. I know, that's the problem. This is the problem because that's the problem of all these conversations. They come back around to... It comes to that comic, and sometimes I'm the angel, and sometimes the man saying, I don't like the thing, and the angel comes down and just goes... Either that's fine or nobody cares or whatever, or it doesn't matter. And it's frustrating because it means that none of this matters. My emotions don't matter. This doesn't mean anything. Nothing will change. Nobody will agree with me, but by and large, I'm the one having the most intense opinion, and I scream into the void, and the void just shrugs its shoulders at me and goes on its merry way. And it's not. And also, again, clearly, I'm having the worst time. If you measure media by how much you have a good time, and winning media is having a good time, I'm fucking losing. But I can't control this. I didn't like it. I didn't like it from like the first couple of pages. As soon as I knew what it was doing, I'm like, I'm bored.
You've always been losing those. So.
I know! That's why I have to play my own games, and then everybody has to come out of the woodwork and go like, well, everybody likes their own things, Moxie. And it's just... It's this fucking... Very fittingly, this is Groundhog's Day we're recording this. It's this Groundhog's Day goddamn loop I'm stuck in. To constantly be told people like other things and nobody gets to agree with me ever. And I have to be the crazy person because I get bored of things quickly.
You're not crazy, but you are picky.
I am. And I know
I want to be... Wait. I want to be very, very clear to both you and everyone listening. There is nothing wrong with being picky about the media that you consume.
I did have an arc. In my defense, I had an arc recently where I was able to separate out this isn't for me, but I can understand why people like it situation. So I do have that character growth still, I hope. And I still believe Kinato's magic is a nothing burger. People will consume it and enjoy it to an extent. I don't think it has anything.
I don't think it's
nothing. I wish
agree with that.
For the reasons that I presented in the ideas that we pitched, there could be something better here with very easy tweaking, and it's not.
Yeah, no, I agree. I wish the girl was different. I wish the dragon fight was different.
I wish it had an
Other
ounce,
than that,
I wish it had an
the
ounce
grandma
of personality.
was so cute.
I did like the grandma. The grandma was very Wind Waker grandma. I like how it was in a way that was refreshing. It was very nice that he's like worrying, and then we cut to grandma, and grandma's like, "Go do the thing, you idiot!
Get out of here!"
I wish she said "you idiot," but yeah, she's very much just like, "You did a good job.
a
Here's
sweetie.
take this book." It's a sweet old grandmother. Do they even mention his parents? Like, are they dead, or do they? I don't even think they talk about him. I could be misremembering.
I don't think so. So maybe there's a storyline there.
I'm sure. But just like after like what are our actual hooks? We're going on an adventure.
I mean, I want to see the expansion of how his magic plays into the wider world of magic, because we see with Jien that like magic is big and bombastic, and everybody thinks that Kinato, his magic is so small and you can just heal people with it, which is cool, but it's like not adventurer magic.
But it is.
But Jien is going,
cleric.
There's something here. I think this is probably a world that doesn't have clerics.
Like, honestly, a cleric that was specifically about like the massage and the like realigning of stuff like that. Like, I think I mean, again, I think that's a more interesting thing than just like, oh, he's got cool support spell. Oh, and he's just the main killer.
Do you remember? You might have heard of this series. It's called The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic.
You've probably told me about it, and
so that's an actual isekai.
Yes.
And the whole point of that is that in this isekai world, there's this crazy lady. She's, a native, but she's a healer, and people with healing magic are pretty rare. But even so, she's an outlier because the way she uses healing magic is to make herself way stronger, just physically, because she can like train a whole bunch and heal herself. And she picks up.
That's such an isekai power leveling.
Yeah, but it's interesting. It's an interesting way to use healing magic.
Yeah, in a sentence. Is that still interesting? 10 chapters from now, 20 chapters from now, 50 chapters. Is that singular sentence still interesting?
That's the key.
That is
the mangaka has to figure out. That is
always my problem with all of these gimmick isekai or whatever this other word I have to invent is that, yeah, the gimmick is interesting in a sentence for a few chapters, but is it still interesting after that?
Yeah, that's always the question.
And the answer, I feel like in most cases, is no.
And I think
it's that same bit I had when I talked about it's a different branch of the same vein I talked about when we read Time Paradox Ghost Rider. Is that an interesting idea that you state and everybody goes, oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. Isn't you writing a good story? It's you having an interesting idea, and if you can't fucking take it to the hoop and actually spread out a good story from that, you're not good at this.
I agree.
But I know.
We've read one chapter of this.
I know. And it doesn't give me, honestly, I feel like in this conversation, I don't think there's any reality or timeline where I like this.
Probably not. Yeah.
But I think a timeline where I could give it some flowers more is the timeline where he massages the dragon and either the dragon had a problem and that's why it's attacking and it stopped attacking, or like it becomes like kind of paralyzed, or like the funniest one, which is like it's like when you rub the dog in the belly and it essentially just sort of rolls over and goes, or like it's just like having the like, oh, I'm sitting in an onsen, like that would have worked and that would have fit the tone of everything. And I think that's like why we started there instantly and started butting heads at it, except you agreed with me mostly. It's just like, I hate that because it means he already fucking caught the mail truck. And now I don't give a shit about anything because we didn't spend time on him as a character, as being somebody who is anything.
Yeah.
He's just the sweet boy and he has the power, but actually it's the best power, which again, we've seen 50 kabillion times.
It actually makes me wonder.
Name one specific like character trait about Kinato that is not present in like literally almost every other modern
but
Shonen
you can say that as so many of them.
Can you do it? Can you do it?
No, but
okay,
I'm saying like there's lots of them that have almost 100% overlap in personalities.
I mean, yes, but like I don't know, he has no quirk, he has no fingerprint. He's a nothing burger. And I wish he was something. Like I said, you can tell all these stories and just have like they could be so much better so easily.
Yeah.
They just feel like they're just missing things that make stories go and be interesting.
It actually makes me wonder if the whole dragon fight thing at the end, if there was any kind of like editor meddling in there.
I don't know. Like I said, that feels very one shot. If we need a big climax at the
Yeah.
end.
And I also wanted to say, because this is, I think this is important. I meant to say it earlier, and I missed the opportunity. I don't think they overnowned. It's definitely probably more
their
than
nouns
was
are
needed.
lame because Mage and Adventurers Guild is lame.
Yeah.
Setai was fun to have in Japanese, and having to look that up was nice. And it's like, yeah, no, that is what's happening.
And
I'm sure
like,
that means more to Japanese people, but like otherwise, like, and I wouldn't call that like a proper noun. That's like that's a word that you can't localize in a word. We don't have one.
I don't think they didn't give you the whole history of the continent and like all. They gave you like the very specific like, hey, Shonen Jump readers, we know you haven't seen stuff like this before, so you need to know what a guild is.
I really doubt that.
You need to know what adventure.
I really doubt that.
I know what you're saying, but just like I'm going grain of salt. There's not really fantasy series in Shonen Jump, Weekly Shonen Jump. That's all I'm saying. But I think just overall, it wasn't overnowned, and I thought that it was paced well.
Yeah, I guess if something that we said for Shadow Eliminators, it is not over proper nouned.
Shadow Eliminators was really bad.
Shadow Eliminators was very bad about it.
I'll tell you what. Before you try and think of more
I guess the
good
pacing
things,
was fine. I don't know.
Why don't we
let's do
our thoughts and feelings, and then we'll shoot each other.
Yeah.
Save it for that.
Yeah. I got to start thinking about what mine's going to be.
I can see your brain stretching over there.
I'm going to have to try.
Okay. So, objectively, I'm going to say good.
Objectively, I'm going to say fine.
That's fair. I've seen stuff like this before, as we've said, but I didn't think there was anything in here besides the dragon thing that was like, and I guess the girl that was overtly like, you shouldn't have done that. So I don't think it was bad. And I thought the execution, the art was pretty good, if maybe not just a bit generic.
Yep.
And like I said, I thought the pacing was good. I think the ideas, generally speaking, for a series like this is good. I'm interested in the application of this not actually healing magic within another magic, a greater magic system. As far as my feelings, I think I'll go with great.
I'm going to strangle you so hard.
It's my feelings.
I'm going to come across the room.
Jesus Christ. How objective do I have to be before you can just accept that I like things like this?
You could have said good. Good would have made me content with like. Great implies...
I want to read more of this.
Next time you shit talk something I like, I would be so
I never shit talk stuff
yes,
you like.
You
what
should.
Are you talking about?
You should start doing that.
Well, yeah, probably.
I need to eat my own medicine. I'm
going to regret this. How do you feel?
I'm trying to look through this. I think it's fine. I feel that it's bad.
Okay.
I can't say as much as I want, as much as I've got all this fire and brimstone inside me, I can't say even worse.
This is why we do this at the end, because if we did this at the beginning, you would have said even worse.
I wouldn't have, honestly.
Oh, really?
Honestly.
Okay.
I think that's more shared for things where like the wheels come off more.
Okay.
I still think I have an axe to grind for both the normal axes that I grind and also like the things we discuss that I think are problems that we're talking in circles about or whatever. But like honestly, I do not think this the opposite of good is bad in this scenario. So I think this manga is fine. I feel this manga is bad. Genericism is one of the quickest ways to piss me off. And this is a very generic manga. And we already have a lot of those. There's so many manga you could read at any given moment in time that even close to this, I think have more interesting things to say and explore and do. Right now, I think you were writing checks on your own imagination that this first chapter has not shown any backing that it will pay them off. You are your own imagination. And you know what? I've written those checks too, friend.
I'm
not saying any of us are above writing manga with our own imaginations. I do it all the fucking time, and usually I disappoint myself that the manga was not as interesting as the ideas I had in my head. That admittedly I didn't write a story about, and that's why the manga artist gets to win in the end, because they wrote a story even if it wasn't good. So, yes, I think it's fine. I feel it's bad. I will not be buying it. I will not be reading. I will maybe read chapter 2 out of a gross curiosity, but it will be a if this pisses me off in the first 5 pages, I'm removing it from my read list.
I think if a volume of this existed, I probably wouldn't buy the volume, but I would pay for this on K-Manga.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love this. I love us slowly figuring out.
There's levels.
Yeah, no, there is, honestly. But I love that our slowly figuring out of what does it mean to buy and what the other levels are between I'm buying it and I'm not buying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do, because I think that's interesting. Because you have to find them in examples specific to us.
If it was 99 points on K-Manga.
Is that $1?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be like,
Are they normally like 50 cents?
For 69.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, Brad, we have to shoot each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing fancy. There's nothing structured. This is not a normal 10 paces and fire. That's too respectful. This is not a duel. This is not trying to think of that song from Hamilton. There's no 10 duel commandments. This is dirty. This is dirty. The bullet will not kill us, but the infection will. Say a bad thing about this manga you haven't already said.
Oh, I guess I already talked about how awful a girl was.
Yep. See, that's always the trouble with like that is what makes high noon important, is that if you're in a strong position, you have to dig deep to find the thing that you didn't already talk about. Because if we could just say the things we talked about, high noon would not be a challenge or a struggle, and that's what it needs to be. It needs to be painful. Or else we wouldn't be getting shot at.
I think I have to stick with her, though. There's a lot about her that's bad.
There's a lot about her that's bad.
I mean, like we already mentioned, the schoolgirl outfit is weird. I don't know that that's necessarily bad, but it's definitely a weird choice to make.
It's not a good sign. It's not an instant red flag, but it is a yellow one.
Yeah,
it does not inspire confidence.
The money grubbing stuff is, I think, out of place. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah. That she would randomly do this. They have been childhood friends, and yet randomly today is the day she is trying to get more money out of him.
Well, I have the feeling that she always tries to get money out of him, but they live in this tiny little village. Like,
how much money's going around? You know where I work. I know where you work. What are you doing?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. She feels like a character from another manga now that we talked about this now. She feels like she's from another one-shot that the author is just like, or editor is like, you need a girl, and it's like, oh, I'll pull her in from this one.
And I don't mind...
Maybe she shows up later in Shadow Eliminators.
I don't mind a girl doing physical comedy against a guy. I think that can be done well.
Agreed.
And it can be empowering.
Yes.
But this is not it.
No. You again, correct. That you're 3 for 3. It's always, these things can work. Not this version of it, though.
I would really...
This is the reason why people have red flags about these things.
I'll tell you what. I will accept a loss here just to say that my bullet is fuck this bitch.
The double down. Man, Brad, am I going to win? Am I going to win High Noon for one?
Go for it.
Honestly, Jien getting powered up and diving into the guys while they're all laughing, ha ha ha, those ropes will hold them forever. It was stupid, but him like showing up in the sky to like jump down on all of them was like, that's pretty fun though.
Yeah.
It reminded me of better manga. It reminded me of, because it made me think about like, am I bored by his power that he's just the super guy? But I'm like, I really liked it when that one character did it in Bugle Call, but also that was like a singular human jumping into an entire army column.
Well, I don't think
he's armored people.
I don't think he's like invincible or anything.
No, not like she was, but it was like that moment made me think of that. But also, I'm just like, I did like this because I like that. It's the like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Kind of. It had a little bit of that energy to it, and I'm a sucker for that. So.
And I don't think he could have defeated that dragon like completely on his own. I don't think he was necessarily scared of it or anything, but
why would he have made a really scared face when the dragon showed up if he wasn't scared of it?
I mean, because it's the fucking dragon all of a sudden.
Exactly. Yeah, he was scared.
You do the same thing.
Yeah. What is he doing while Kanato's shooting the ball? He just sort of stops being present.
Yeah.
Again, these are
it's
like...
just the whole dragon...
The whole dragon is very weird.
The beginning of it was fine. The dragon showing up is a funny joke, their reaction to it.
Yeah.
Jin going,
I will
you
say-
run away.
I will say,
I'm
yeah.
the adventurer. I'll fight it. Like, that all made sense.
I'll load a second bullet, even if they weren't to my taste. They had some good reaction faces in those moments. I'll give them that. Again, I'd be curious the timeline of where the dragon thing doesn't feel like such a bungle. Listener, don't talk about anything else I've said this episode. Please don't. Please don't talk to me about those things. We've already talked about them. I've had my medicine, right? Right? You don't need to yell at me. Whatever. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Honestly, what did you think about the dragon thing? What did you think of our points? Are we making a point? Did you not think about it? Did you have other thoughts? Like, what's a way you believe that could have been quote unquote fixed if you agree with us that it's kind of a not done well in a way that seemed really easy to fix, in a way that seemed exceptionally easy to fix.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think about it before we started talking.
Yeah, same.
And we figured out in
figured out
5 minutes?
We figured out multiple options that would all keep the story entirely intact as it was. That would just be so much tonally more interesting and better and still fitting of its comedic vibe. Again, I want the thing where he massages the dragon and the dragon's like, and then it goes away because it has this wonder. It's gotten a wonder. Like, that's funny.
Yeah.
It still shows that he's like a big buster, but in a way that's not like, man, you can fight a real strong opponent, because it's like
It also would have made so much sense.
It
the
leaves
amount
more
of humor
shades of gray of
that's
his
in
level.
here.
Yeah, because there's a lot of humor. There's a lot of back and forth and repartee, and it would have given a lot more gray space to how powerful he was or not, because it would have been you can hide power in bits really easily.
Yeah.
And not, this was such a just point to, I'm stuck on it. Sorry, listener, that we're stuck here. Sorry, future me listening to this that hates when we get stuck in circles. But I'm just so caught on just how annoyingly bad compared to the other things in the manga that I don't even like that have more sauce here, that he just shoots the ball at the dragon and the dragon's done and then they move on. Like, you can do better than that. It's so easy. You can with one panel.
Well, I'm bleeding out in the dirt.
I'm done.
But I've got a smile on my face.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. I'm still grimacing over that dragon. That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna get isekai'd.
Oh my goodness, that's an interesting story to
Tell my wife and son hello.
Hello? But like
That's a Futurama reference.
oh,
Come on.
Sorry, I don't remember as much. But like a suicide pack of the idea that you're isekai'ing your friend, and there's like a lot of build up and some sort of a ritual that happens.
All right. Is there anything else?
I'm gonna file that thought for later. That might be an interesting story to
Write that down.
explore. Write that down auditorily. Brad, keep this in the episode. Jarvis, keep playing Galaga. Yeah. Any final notes? Next week is Alien Headbutt.
Yeah.
Which we've gotten vague things that may be totally made up, that this is a wrestling story on an island. And oh boy, am I excited. I can't wait to have my hopes dashed on the rocks. But hope I will.
You've raised my hopes and dashed them quite expertly.
But it could be. You never
Also
know.
a Futurama reference. Boom.
Boom. 2 for 2. But hey, you never know. Come back next week. I'll have different emotions, hopefully. Brad, adjust.
You need a massage?
Adjust this podcast spine by reading the things you read. Give me the usual.
Okay. So, something a little bit different. I'm not going to go into details unless a bunch of people are like, give us details.
Oh, I'm going to ask for details. You're making this
No
curious.
more Sugoi Mart partnership.
Oh.
So,
You have to tell me afterwards now.
I will.
Thank you.
But that doesn't mean that we don't want to hear from you.
You can be the sponsor.
Go on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com, and check out our social links. You'll find a bunch of links up there to all the different social media platforms, but the important ones to remember, as far as like episode news and stuff, is going to be Blue Sky. That's what I use instead of the other ones. But the best place to talk with us is, of course, Discord.
The Discord.
So jump on our Discord. We hang out and chat in there all the time. It's a fun little community we've got building up. So check that out. You can also find a link up there to our Patreon, where our supporters get perks like getting the high quality stereo version of the episode early, getting to vote on different things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
We have all kinds of different things that you get to vote on. although we haven't had one in a little while. We'll have to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there's bonus episodes.
Yes. One will be coming. I'm trying to think. Time is once again weird, folks, because we got like the majority of a new arc prepped and ready, and then the Shonen Jump started dropping.
Yeah.
So in like a month.
Yeah,
maybe.
a month or two.
In a month and change, there'll be another bonus episode or two.
And speaking of bonus episodes, although this isn't really an episode, we have hit 100 subscribers on YouTube.
We have to do that thing.
We have to do the thing.
We have to. Goodness.
At some point in the next couple months, I don't know when, we're going to stream, what's it called?
Battle Construction Vehicle. I feel like I'm missing a word. There must be another word, right?
It's the thing where it's a fighting game, but you're inside.
This is a promise we made from Kraftwerk's arc of a wonderful PS2 era game where you fight in construction vehicles, and they made a English dub, and it is very English because it is a bunch of British people. And I've seen multiple Let's Players play it, and it's a hoot and a holler, and it admittedly does fit Kraftwerk's, and we promised it then, so we will stream that. If homies want to show up for that, I guess we should probably call our shot of when then, but it's probably not going to be for a hot second.
Once we figure out when that's going to happen, we'll let you know.
We'll let you know. We can do a hangout and chat and answer questions while we go through a very, very silly game.
Yeah. But we have to shout out our patrons.
Yes.
And we've got something extra special today.
Ooh.
We have a new patron.
Bum, 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 bum.
At our royal tier,
yo,
we have a newly crowned prince.
Was it Prince?
That's what I'm going with.
I thought they asked for Baron.
Yeah, but that's for noble tier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
They have to get upgraded.
Oh my goodness. Is a Prince more powerful than a Baron?
That depends what kingdom you're in.
Yeah. In our kingdom, yes. A Prince is more powerful than a Baron, I guess.
And being our first royal, Crown Prince.
There you go. That's the business.
We have Crown Prince Slimy Okra.
Slimy.
I want to give a special shout out because Slimy Okra has been reposting all of the Blue Sky messages for a while now.
Oh, thank you.
So
spread the word around.
They've now joined us on Patreon, and we are very, very grateful.
And on the Discord, hopefully shortly. I believe I have to serenade them with the King of the Hill.
Yes, a fanfare.
Other people in higher tiers, Cake Dwarf, Imaginary. It doesn't need to be video game music. You could tell me to sing any really silly thing, and I'll do it if I know it well enough. Dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da dum da dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da dum dum da dum da dum 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 da dum 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 da da.
You're gonna have to figure out where to fit in Slimy Okra next time.
Yeah, I don't know. Slimy Okra. That's my purse. I don't know you. That's my podcast.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
I'm sad that sticker on my car has now since faded. It was a good one.
Well, at our noble tier, we have our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf.
Every time my brain tries to go... my brain goes to greens, and I know that's never it. Thank you, Cake Dwarf.
Also, at our noble tier, we've got our Count Imaginary numeral.
Count Imaginary on a dark and spooky. Oh, is that we switched over to DS for that? Or have you just been doing that?
I forget how the rest of it goes.
Okay,
though.
we should learn Castlevania music. Is that Castle? Why am I thinking of that? I'm thinking of other things.
But last and certainly not least, at our commoner tier, we have Last Man on Earth, Laura Carroll, and Rena. So thank you so much to all of our patrons.
Thank you, patrons. Thank you, Brad, for doing that. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you listen to all the podcasts on our feed. And Brad, that podcast really bent me out of shape. Where should I go to get fixed up?
This is Spinal Tap. Kinato's magic.
Oh, I just...
Kinato magic, mocha magica.
Kenota's a Magica.
He dies in the 3rd episode.
I say one day I tried on multiple occasions to watch Mugukula, and I don't. It's just not. It's all the things that I don't like. Because I already don't really like that level of magical girl cutesy whatever, but I hate edgelordiness, and it's both of those sandwiched together, which is probably why everybody really liked it back then.
Yeah. Good for them.
The ingrates enjoying things.
How dare they enjoy
He
things
stood
I
up
don't.
on his mountain hating the Who's. Still all their shitty in anime, and they'll look up and they'll all cry, boo-hoo.
But he got 5 shirts of 5 sizes that day.
A joke for the two of us and no one else. Are we ready?
I've got one of those for later.
What, a joke for the two of us and no one else?
Yeah.
I love these.
Different episode.
Okay, yes. I try to think about it a little bit. I mean, I wrote our intro, but I don't usually write down the opening one unless I have like a really particular idea.
All your ideas are particular.
What? True. On today's episode, my brains rev up those fryers. No, doesn't make any sense.
Friars?
Somewhere there's some other phrase from a cartoon in my brain of like the magic hands or something, but I don't remember what the phrase was. But for some reason, in attempting to recover that file, the SpongeBob, when the guy comes into the business, he goes, rev up those fryers. Why that happened, I don't know why those files are connected. Maybe it's a thing from SpongeBob. I don't know. The machine does not make sense. I never said the machine made sense.
On today's episode, when they said he had magic fingers, they weren't kidding.
On today's episode, reincarnated in another world as a chiropractor. This is Kinato's magic. Tell me I'm wrong.
It's not, though.
It is, though.
No, it's not.
But it is, though. It's not literally, but its soul
it's
is.
It's just a fantasy series.
It's been a guy that stink on it. Do you want to come up with another intro?
I just did.
What? Yeah, I don't like it.
He's got magic fingers.
Yeah, I know. No, not like that. The Robbie Run. On today's episode, get ready for your spinal adjustment. This is Kinato's magic. Except with more air in my lungs. I'm getting closer. Please stop. Please stop.
That one hurt a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure. I should have screamed so you later would remember.
Gonna try that out.
Maybe worked.
It said Mark.
I could scream. Mark! That'll wake you up. Are you little? What? My brain goes to like the genie, like 10,000 years will leave you such a crick in the neck, but like 100 episodes will leave you such a crick in the neck, and you know, I'm just like I'm gonna go get magically adjusted or whatever, but I don't know if the ending verbiage is right. Brad, that podcast really bent me out of shape. I gotta go get magic chiropractic done.
You definitely need it.
I'm all bent out of shape. Got to get my chakras realigned. I think there's a better way to end that sentence that's a little funnier, but I don't know what it is yet. How do I word the adjustment thing? Because like magical adjustment, like chiropractor, like it doesn't roll off the tongue. It's not like funny.
I've seen chiropractors in real life kill people too.
Goodness. That gave big Groucho Marx energy. I was like, I don't know how, but this is ridiculous.
Chiropractors aren't real doctors.
I know, that's why I stopped going to chiropractic.
If they were, they'd be physical therapists.
Yeah. That's why I just get massages now. Yeah, Brad, that podcast really bent me out of shape. Like all the words they're on, they're just like spinal readjustment. Like none of them are funny or like, you know, wordplay.
This is Spinal Tap.
Okay. Here, I'll say the thing and I'll go, where should I go, Brad? And then you'll say that. How about, does that work?
This is Spinal Tap, or I've seen the chiropractors
No,
kill
no,
people.
not that. This is Spinal Tap. I mean, we could have used that take. It was a good take and go. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm like, I don't know.
They don't all have to be winners.
No. Some of them have to be losers so the winners can actually be winners. If they were all winners, all of them would be nothing, as I say about a lot of things.
Nobody gets participation trophies here.
If everybody's super, nobody's super. He's not wrong.
Okay.
I don't agree with the way he went about it, but he's not wrong.